I hope you're all doing well. Um, I just thought, I'm going to do a little bit of a live stream today and practice simultaneously. I hope you can hear me well. Hopefully, just let me know in the chat if everything runs smoothly. I'll also open the live stream here on my phone so I can follow the comments, because otherwise I will see you behind me. That's always a little bit annoying. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. It's been a while, but I want to start streaming a little bit more frequently. However, my cameras are like giving up since a couple of days, unfortunately, so I'm like just trying out if things are going to work, hopefully. Okay, seems like that camera is a little bit laggy. Let me see if the other cameras are also like that. Oopsie. That was wrong. Here. Is this also that laggy? Yeah, it's also a little bit laggy, is it? And this one? No, this one runs smoothly. I don't know. Is it because of the cables maybe, or is it maybe because of some of my settings? I don't know. Okay, people are rating front camera is fine. Then I guess it's fine. Well, welcome to my live stream in the morning. I thought I'm just going to practice and have you next to me. And we'll start with the fourth ballad by Chopin today. I wanted to repeat a couple of things and make sure that my interpretation comes together, since I'm going to play that piece, like all the ballades in concert soon. In Bonn, actually next week, for everyone that wants to join. There are still a few tickets available, and you'll find all the tickets and information in the links in the description box. And yeah, we'll just play a little bit, and I hope everything is going to run smoothly on the chat and on the live stream. Bob is saying that probably my front camera is set up in the wrong frame rate, so I'll just check that very quick. That's actually possible. smoothly, hopefully. Oh, oh. Something happened. Oh no, it freezed. Ah, I'm back. Okay. I switched it to HD and hope now it's going to run better. As I said before, I have a couple of problems since a few days now with my cameras, and I don't really get what's happening. Maybe they are getting a little bit old now. This one is also not going is not correct. No. Anyways, I'm not going to use that one, and this one too. I'm just going to run this one. The other one's kind of freezed, I feel. Anyways, welcome to the live stream. To everyone that is just joining here. Yeah, I hope it's running a little bit more smoothly now. Yeah, from what I see, at least on my phone, it's running more smoothly. So let me know in the comments if it's better now on your side as well. And let me just set up the other cameras as well on the same settings so I can also use them. Otherwise, it's a little bit wasted. Okay, done. Okay, now everything should run smoothly. Let's just check me again if, wait, I think I have to set this one up again. Yeah, now it's correct. Sorry for all the technical stuff here. This one is also freezing. Now it's correct. Good! We can finally start now! Great! Okay, hello to Tokyo, to Toshio Azaoka. Let me know in the chat where you guys are coming from while I'm trying to get warm. I actually already wanted to get warm before the live stream started, but you know, it's actually pretty, like, there are always so many things to do before you start a live stream, and I feel like I have to optimize my process there, because otherwise it's always such a big thing to set up a live stream. Anyways, we are going to start practicing now, and I wanted to dig a little bit deeper today on the beginning of the fourth ballad, especially understanding what this introduction is doing and how I want to shape that introduction. So up until here, the first 7 bars, I absolutely love this part, but honestly, right now I'm most of the time just playing after my gut feeling and not really having a strategy for that part, which is not enough in my opinion, for professional work. So let's have a little bit of a deep dive today. If you want, you can also grab your scores and check whatever I'm saying and let me know in the comments if I'm seeing something wrongly. I'm using the Jan Ekia edition, which is also considered to be the best Chopin edition, in terms of research. And it's also the official edition for the Chopin competition, in case someone is wondering. But I also have the Henle edition, and I think for the Ballades only the Henle edition and no other. So only these two. But sometimes I'm also using the Wiener Urtext and other editions, but mostly Henle and Jan Ekia. Let me know in the comments actually which editions you're using, and please don't tell me you're using the for free version on the internet, because that's usually not necessarily actually I'm also using this from time to time, but only if I just want to sneak peek into a piece and not seriously studying them, because otherwise you're not getting all the information that you want to have there. Jeffrey Miller is asking which ballad I'm working on. I'm working on all ballads, but for now I'll concentrate on the fourth and the beginning of the fourth. So when I start analyzing and interpreting a piece, I have to consider a lot of different parameters. Melody, harmony, rhythm, dynamics, form, wait, there are two more, sound color, and articulation. Yes, so these are our main parameters that we always have to analyze to understand what's actually happening inside of the music, and therefore create our interpretation out of it. So let's have a look at what we see here. If we just look into the main melody, we start with unisono octave. So actually we don't know which harmony we are in at this very beginning, because it's completely empty. It's just, if you want, it's just one note, and then we are adding the C major notes together. So you could think that we are in C major, that this piece is written in C major, which is not true, as we all know. But that's what you could think. And C major is has a very pure character, and shiny and bright. So maybe I want to bring that out a little bit more by lighting up the higher note, the fifth finger, a little bit more. Yeah, something like that maybe, in this direction. So I'm having a little bit more of the G of the fifth finger. Then what else happens? So in the beginning we only have two voices. Then we are entering with the third voice. Then we have a fourth voice. A fifth voice. Yeah, so actually we are adding a lot of voices here, meaning it's a little bit like the beginning of the third ballad, where we are also starting with just one voice. And opening it up to 5 voices. So here we are starting with 2 voices, but since they are playing the same note, just in an octave distance, it could feel as one voice, but it's not. It's 2 voices. Okay, what else do we see? We have a 6/8 pulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have to find the right tempo here. Yum bum bum yum bum bum be da da ya da da dee da da dum. What do I do? Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, I want to stay a little bit more in that pulse of 6/8. I don't know if I actually thought about the 6/8 starting from the beginning, or if it just, sneaks in later in my previous interpretation playing. Okay. Ah, okay, that's interesting what's happening with the left hand. Because up until the middle of measure 2, it's not very clear to the audience in what kind of pulse we are. Yeah, you could think of 2, yeah. Yeah, instead of okay. Okay, then what else do I want to create? We have several voices going on here, and the first voice that is actually moving is my left hand. Because all the other voices, they are staying in the same position. And then the other voices are going to follow. So, how do I interpret that? Maybe I should bring out that first voice a little bit more that is actually moving, to give like the impulse for the other voices to also move together with it. So let me just try. Nah, I didn't like that. Okay, maybe it was just not good. Okay, I'll try it one more time. But then again, Chopin is actually writing a decrescendo on that voice. So he wants us to make it start louder while the other voices, like this hand is starting louder and going diminuendo, and the other hand is starting lower and getting louder. So that's actually pretty difficult. Okay, I'll try that. That's actually interesting. I kind of like it. I mean, it's what Chopin wrote, so I should like it. Well, let me know in the comments, how did you like that one? Is there anything that you would change? But yeah, I really felt like changing the dynamics in this way helped me to get everything into one breath. So it's not like falling apart. I'll try it one more time. Nah, that was too much rubato. I want to stay clean there. Okay, one more time. Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, and Chopin lineage composer is saying, you just said diminuendo. Hank talked about decrescendo, but diminuendo is not just getting quieter, but also getting slower. I have never heard of diminuendo meaning getting slower. That would be completely new to me. I mean, diminuendo is basically like taking away, but it was always more leaning into the dynamical part and not into tempo. Like, because for tempo we literally have the here ritenuto and ritardando, which is also written there directly after the diminuendo. But to me, at least from what I studied after the last 25 years, I've never heard that diminuendo actually means getting slower. That would be completely new to me. And that I don't think that would make sense for most of the pieces, honestly, because then you're doing just too much rubato and too much tempo change. Okay. Okay, I'll try it one more time now with a little bit less rubato. I feel like I'm always doing the same rubato on the end of the line, so I'll try to keep it a little bit more straight here. Nah. Also, I'm like trying to start in pianissimo, but it's actually just written piano, so I don't have to stay like that cautious for the first note. Okay, I'll give it a little bit more core. Okay, and then something else is happening. I'm taking way too much time on that C I see right now. The fermata is not on the C, it's on the E. So I should keep that in mind. In tempo is written on the C already. So when I'm playing... Jorge Ramos is saying, "Hi Anik, thanks for sharing and letting us give some suggestions. I really love your right hand voicing. It might be the microphone, but have you considered bringing out the bass line in the intro?" It can be the micro, but actually I was very much focused on the right hand, to be honest. And like that's a usual thing of me that I'm kind of forgetting about the left hand sometimes. But yeah, I should definitely do that. I also put some circles there because the left hand line has also some interesting things to show. Like, I love that line, so I could bring out a little bit more of that. It doesn't mean that I don't want that the bass line is going to overshine the right hand, but it's possible that I try to hide it a little bit too much, which is also not my goal. I always want to make every voice shine, because then automatically your main voice is also going to shine more. But let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. One more time. That was not good. That was too much tension. Little bit less tension, relaxation. Let's go. Too much tension. One more time. Let's go. Perspective, but I need to find the right balance. It's not there yet, and I can feel the imbalance in my brain and in my body, and therefore it's very difficult for me right now. Let me just get my hair up, because I feel like my hair is disturbing me. Okay, let's see. One more time. There's a hair. Here. Ja, da, 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 one more time. That's too much tension. I'm already starting with too much tension. I want to start differently. I have to think of how I want to start the first note. Okay, so basically what's happening in the music is that there's this G, and that's all the time there, kind of it's already there before the music starts, and I have to put myself into that state of mind that is already there. To start like that without playing the G all the time. overthinking things too much right now. I just have to play. I've put a lot of thoughts into it now, and now I just have to let it run through my body. One more time. Do I really want to have that rubato there? Maybe I don't want to have that rubato. One more time. One more time. One more time. I think that rubato is a little bit too much. I want to have the yada 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 yada. There is a rubato because of that. And then ritenuto. Okay, I'll follow that plan. Okay, no rubato, one rubato for that arpeggio, just a little bit for that arpeggio to make it feel natural, and then we have the ritenuto. Okay, one more time. That one felt good. It felt really good. It's not there yet, but I feel that it's going in the right direction. How do you like it? Let me know in the comments. Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, and Chopin is asking if I can show the pedaling. Therefore I would have to put the camera much further away, I guess. I mean, I can try it. Just give me a second. I hope you can still see everything, or is my head is kind of cut off. Yeah, now you can see that my carpet that I just smashed there. It used to be rolled out, but I just, I had to drill some holes on the ceiling to put on some curtains to get the sound a little bit less loud here inside, but I just threw the carpet there without even caring how it's going to look like, because I thought you're not going to see that. But I hope now with the pedaling you can hopefully see a little bit more what I'm doing, and it's going to help you and give you an idea what I'm actually doing there. Stockduster is asking, kommst du aus Deutschland? Meaning, if I'm coming from Germany. Yes, I do. Ich bin Deutsche, actually. And I'm also going to play a lot in Deutschland soon. I'm going to come to Bonn next week, Saturday, on the 18th of October. And then 2 weeks later, I'll be in Paris on the 1st November. And again, 2 weeks later, I'll be in Münster on the 16th November. Then I'll have a little bit of a break. And in Hamburg, I'll be having my debut at the Leishalle. You find all the tickets and information in the link in the description box. And I'm looking very much forward to see you guys in all of these concerts. It's always so much fun to get to know you, especially after the concert at the meet and greet, and, you know, just having a good talk with you guys. I didn't shell it as asking, do you think you could do a pedaling video if you haven't yet? I'm actually always thinking about doing another video about pedaling again, because there's so much to pedaling that a lot of people are getting wrong. But yeah, maybe you can let me know in the comments, but not in the live chat, but in the real comment section of that video, so I can find it easily. What kind of questions you would have, or what kind of topics you would like to cover in the video, so I can put my mind around it. Okay, let's do it one more time and then I'll continue. Maybe, just maybe, my left hand is already here when my right hand starts, but it can't do anything. So maybe I'll just keep it on my lap. So I'm getting the movement into the piano. Okay, I'll try that. Can't see my pedaling properly with the big slippers, or maybe I need to put a light there, down there. Okay, let me think of which light I could put there, so you can also see the slippers. But I think there's so much stuff that you can't see, luckily, that's going on in the studio. Now you can see a little bit better what's happening down here. Oh yeah, this looks definitely a little bit better. It doesn't look nice with that light, to be honest, but anyway, we are not here to criticize my studio right now. My studio is a work in progress. Okay, let me know if this is now better, but I hope it is. It's just another color, the light, but anyways, we'll forget about that. I'll do this another time. Let's continue. that was too much rubato. I was already thinking of the next part. I didn't want to have that rubato there. I want that second time to be a little bit more intense and that like a little bit more insisting. So I think I want to play it louder, or like something has to change the second time, except of like this is already like something that's adding more tension there, but I need to do something. And this is the first time that we have pianissimo written in the whole piece. The first time, and is it the only time? Let me see. I don't think so, but I also don't know. Here's a piano. Forte, forte, pianissimo. There's it. Okay, so when the theme comes back, that's the second time that he writes pianissimo. But the first time, in the beginning, in the beginning, it's actually piano. So the second time is more special, actually. Where else is pianissimo? Is there any pianissimo? How many times do I want to throw? Okay. Please don't tell anyone. Don't treat your pianos like that. Okay, I don't see any other pianissimo. Is there any other pianissimo? No! Only 2 pianissimos. Okay. Okay, what is happening in that part? I always felt like this part is very, very strange. Like, I feel like it's a little bit like this feeling when you're going into a church. There might be some people, but like people are so quiet in a church. I'm not religious at all, but I like the atmosphere in a church very much. Like you can really feel the spirits there, and that's like a very, very, very special energy that's inside of churches. And because of the acoustics and everything, and I think, yeah, I think I would like to recreate a little bit of that church feeling there. what else is happening? We have this rhythm. It's a little bit like the bell, a little bit like the Todesglocke, death bell. So it's like, but like it's not the death bell. And that color change there, that's really, really pretty. I think that would be the only part where I should do a rubato, and the other parts I want to try to stay as clean as possible in the pulse. Okay, let's talk about that part. It's written mezza voce, and I feel like I'm already too loud. There's no forte, not even the mezzo forte written. So the last dynamical indication that Chopin gives us is a pianissimo and mezza voce, and not like mezzo forte. It's mezza voce. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That has to be clear. felt good. That felt good, actually. So I'm keeping the voices low up until that fortissimo, because it's actually not written anything in the direction of forte before that part actually starts. So yeah, I think I'll keep it that way. I like it. It's much more constructed this way, and like it's giving a shape, and it's not like just I'm playing out of my gut feeling. Okay, now let's talk about the transition here. It's a little bit like the beginning of the second ballad. So I think you can, in that fourth ballad, like all the ballads, they are going to kind of come together. So yeah, I think like this part is really the same peaceful setting that we have in the beginning of the beginning of the second ballad. Sorry. Now I need to get the transition correct. Yada, 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 yada. To bring out that left hand middle voice. That's too much. That's already too much. I'm going to have that later. It's going to be relaxed in the beginning. Yeah, better. Is it actually... No, it's just forte. I kind of thought there is a fortissimo, but it's not. Okay, then let me think of that part. Beethoven, Tchaikovsky and Chopin is asking if I'm using the left pedal, and yes, I am using the left pedal quite often actually, especially for that piece because it's very delicate and I want to have this mezzo voce. Sorry, I don't speak Italian, but yeah, so I do use the left pedal. And I wouldn't say that the middle pedal is completely useless. There are some very rare cases where I'm actually using it. For example, in the Debussy Children's Corner that I'm also playing right now. I don't know where to start there, but like I'm keeping the chord here and then have that dry here now. So it's not completely useless. It's just that it's for very specific repertoire, let's say. Piano Airline is currently at school, so you should pay attention to what's happening in school. You can still rewatch what's happening here in the live stream. Alright, I want to talk about the transition back to the intro theme. So we are having that forte here. I think the contrast has to be bigger. So maybe the diminuendo has to be much later. I think I'm starting too early with the diminuendo. And then the pianissimo has to really be like a ballerina on her toes. that much tension and that far away it has to be. Okay, I'll try it one more time. Fucked up. Okay, one more time. No, it's not there yet. What feeling do I want to achieve here? It's the memory of something beautiful that was there, that we've heard in the beginning, but it's far away. We can't have it. He wanted to have it, he wanted to force it here. We have that same type of theme. But like he's trying to force it, but you can't force it. And the only thing that's left is this beautiful memory that is very far away and very delicate. And I want to bring out that emotion. So how do I do that? So the first part with the forte, it has to be very persistent and very like, I want to have that. So maybe not too much of rubato, it's more like stretto and like, I want to have this. And then this sudden breakage into pianissimo and that sad realization that you're not going to have it. Maybe something like that. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. And then it's blown away by the wind. That was not clean with my pedal. One more time. I'm too early into that. Oh, okay. this time we are ending this little cadenza with just one voice. Like in the beginning we were starting with just one, or like two voices actually, but let's say one. And here we are not starting into that cadenza with one voice, but actually we're starting with 5 voices into that theme. And then also when there are a lot of voices involved there, and then we are reducing it to 2 voices here. Ending up with just one voice. And now we're like, it's like a fugue, a Bach fugue, where a lot of different voices are coming together, and they are not talking to each other, they are just talking parallel to each other, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's beautiful. Practice a little bit slowly. Didn't practice this part for a while. At least not good. Okay, I'll practice it a little bit slow. wants to create a rubato here by putting these 3 notes there. So afterwards there's no rubato. Okay, I'll try it. Okay, it was not bad. And at least I can now hear, and that's like, I don't think that he wouldn't have wrote these 3 there if he wanted people to like that's not, it doesn't sound good, right? So I'll give it a little bit more time, and therefore I'll cut the rubato afterwards. Yeah, yum. Ta-da-dee-da-dum. Zeit und dann hier. Okay. Yeah, I like it that way. Okay. In 2000 is asking what passage are we practicing. This is like directly before the coda of the 4th Chopin ballad. So, yeah, that passage. Yeah, maybe I can do that. highest note has an accent. So we have to put these into relation. The highest and the lowest note have accents. Wom, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, and then things are going to flow through, sorry. Okay, one more time, one more time. I just practiced it! Keep calm! One more time. I'm too loud before already. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Because the fortissimo is only here. And before it's not fortissimo. I'm too loud already. Okay, I'll keep it more in forte then maybe. Yeah, let's try that. Or mezzo forte. So I really have like a huge contrast. Okay, no, the crescendo is going to end up in fortissimo, so that's fine, but still I don't feel the crescendo so well yet. So maybe I have to start lower. I have to start much, much lower. And then at the end we have triple forte, so that's like... Okay, so if there is triple forte, I really have to be mindful about my dynamics before, because otherwise I'm already taking away what is going to be. That's so much of brain work today. Okay, I think I'll just play the full part because that's going to be like starting from here. Until that's like one part. I have to get my breath through that part. Maybe I'll just go smoothly into it. Yeah. and make sure that I'm actually playing the right notes. Okay, I'll just try it one more time and be a little bit more careful. By the way, for everyone who's wondering what I'm practicing for, I'm going to play a couple of concerts soon. I will come to Bonn next week on the 18th October, to Paris 2 weeks later on the 1st November, and to Münster on the 16th November, and then I'll have a little break, Christmas break, and then I'll come to Hamburg on the 28th of February. All tickets and information you'll find in the link in the description box. I'm very excited for all of these concerts, and especially for the one in Bonn, because I'm going to play in the Beethoven house, which is a historical house, like the house, the Geburtshaus of Beethoven, so the place where he was born, where he probably also grew up, I don't know. So it's like a museum actually, and they have a concert hall inside of that one, which is very, very famous in Germany. And Paris is going to be Salle Cortot, which I've performed last year as well. All the Chopin etudes, and this time all the Chopin ballades. And in Münster I'll be playing, I think that one is already sold out. And then in Hamburg, that's going to be my debut at the Leishalle, which is one of the most prestigious concert halls in Germany. I'm so honored to play there next year. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Just give me a short break because I need to go to the toilet very quick. Stay here, I'll be right back. So let's continue practicing the coda. Everyone is waiting for the coda, I guess. I'll just do a couple of times slow runs through and then see which part I really have to concentrate on today. I have to concentrate on everything, but there are some parts that need more attention than others, and every day it's another part. So let's go through it. There is not enough tension in my hand right now. I think I have to practice everything today. What was that left hand? Sorry. People commenting about the Chopin competition right now, which is running in the moment. Probably a lot of people are going to play this specific ballad or any of the ballads, but also this ballad. And I would like to ask you if you hear anyone using the pedal the way that it's written by Chopin here. So we have this part. Time is pedal, pedal, and then no pedal, and 2 times staccato, and a break. Like Chopin writes staccato, and like the second, like how do I explain that? So we had 8th notes, and then quarter notes, 8th note, quarter note, 8th note, quarter note, and now 8th note, 8th note. And a rest, and both of the 8th notes have a staccato. So I would actually like to know who is playing it like this. I've never heard a recording where someone dared to play like it. Everyone is playing like so it's like the softer version, but that what's written originally is much more radical, like I played it wrongly right now, but wait a second. I have something in my wrist right now. I did something stupid, I feel. Anyways, but let me know, actually, if you've heard anyone performing it like that. It would be very interesting. That person did study it very detailed then. Pancho Rodriguez is asking, what do you think about the competition? I guess you mean about the Chopin competition in general. It used to be, honestly, it used to be my childhood dream to take place in that competition someday. Oopsie. But to be honest, during the years that I've studied at the university, I got an image of the music industry, of the classical music industry, the traditional classical industry, which is built during the last, let's say, over the last 100 years, maybe a little bit less, let's say 50 to 100 years, something like that. I mean, we didn't have competitions before that. I think somewhere around 1915 or something like that, we started to do music competitions in classical music. And that's like, I feel like this music was not written for competitions. And I don't think that from a specific level, like starting at a specific level, it's like there is not really a sense of competing. Like I don't understand what we are competing for. I mean, of course, up to a specific level, you can have objective. You can have, how do you say that? You can criticize things objectively. Let's say technique. Let's say clarity. Let's say accuracy of the style. But there already we're starting to, struggle to actually say, yeah, that's like, this is how you're supposed to play Chopin. People were playing Chopin very differently 100 years ago than we do today. And probably during the time of Chopin, they've played it also differently. And Chopin didn't write competition pieces. Beethoven didn't write competition pieces. They wrote music for the audience. And to me, during my studies, I really started to think more and more about this whole competition thing that we are drilled into since we are small. Like me too, I had to take place in many competitions, and it's not that I was not good in it. I was actually pretty good in winning competitions. But at some point, I just didn't see the sense of participating in these music competitions anymore, because I felt it's not for the music. It's for specific people to treat their ego, to give specific institutions any kind of power that they should not have, I feel. Music is opened to the public, to the audience, and the audience is the true jury. The audience is the one that's going to decide, I want to listen to that person, his music or his performance or her performance is touching me, and this is like what really counts in the end, and not did that person win a prize in one of these major competitions. Like, there are so many competition winners today. Like, if you count all of them that won the Chopin competition in the last, I don't know how many competitions that we have now, 18, 19 competitions of Chopin, and 19 winners or 18 winners we had. Can you name all of these 18 winners, and did you actually follow their career and enjoy their music? Like, you probably would enjoy their music because they're really, really good. Like, winning these kind of competitions is really telling that they are good, but there are also so many other people that are good. The second prize is also extremely good. The third prize is also extremely good, but they are not being celebrated as much. And I just feel that we should give back the power to the audience instead of 10 people in the jury that sometimes have not the best for the music in mind, but the best for their own reputation or their own network. Like the whole behind the scenes things that's running through competitions is like really, really dirty, and I don't want to take part in this anymore. But I don't want to criticize anyone who is taking place in these competitions, because I also see the other side. I think you can learn a lot by participating in competitions. Like the whole way up to performing at the competition, you're going to have a huge learning curve, because you're really, really focusing on that specific program, to make it perfect, or at least as close as possible to perfect. And you're like really putting a lot of study time into that, which can help you, and it can help motivating people to actually stick to practicing and to studying. So I see that side as well, but that whole pressure thing in terms of you have to play perfectly, and perfectly today means like you're not allowed to play like one wrong note, otherwise you're like out. If you compare this to 50 years ago, the huge stars, the legendary pianists, they would have blackouts on stage, and that was normal. It was normal to have a blackout on stage and to just play wrong things and try to get through it, and the people were celebrating that because it's only human. And today I have the impression that when I'm making a mistake on stage, there are enough people that would go out of the concert hall saying, oh, she's so bad, she had a blackout, like, oh my god, so bad. And like, I'm sorry if that's the only thing that you can take away from this. I must have made a very, very bad job, that's for sure. Because if there was nothing else in the concert that touched you, and the only thing that stick with you was I played wrong notes, then I'm sorry. But yeah, I think today people are so used to hear perfect recordings, and on these recordings there is not one single wrong note, and this is not reality. We are all making mistakes on stage. All professionals are making mistakes on stage, but we're being put into like under a lot of pressure by people telling us you have to play everything by heart, and there's not one single note that you're allowed to play wrongly. And how are we supposed to concentrate on music if you're so scared of playing a wrong note? Like that's just not what I want to do at the piano. So anyways, oh, okay, I'm seeing a couple of comments here. Brian Cho Rodriguez is saying this answer is interesting, Anik. So basically, Anik, you're saying that music is about nuance and individuality, and competitions are often expect a certain way of playing. Yes, it is. I often have the impression that at competitions they are not searching for, let's say they are not searching for new interpretations or outstanding interpretations that can be different from what we know. It's the same when I'm coming up with, for example, that part that I was talking right now, at the end, I'm playing wrong. Just playing the left hand like that. I already know that a lot of people would criticize me for that, even though it's written in the scores like that. Just because we are so used to specific interpretations that have developed themselves over the past decades, and people are so used that this piece is being played like that, and this is the only truth to them. And if you dare to change something, it's not good. It's arrogant. Yeah, so yes, I have a very two-sided opinion about competitions, but let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I can totally see why it's being celebrated. I was one of them who celebrated the Chopin competition as well when I was younger, and I really, really wanted to take part in it at some point, but the older I grew, the more I was like, no, actually this is nothing for me. And now I can't take place in it anyways anymore because I'm too old. So that's the next thing. Why is there an age limit to it? Everyone that is playing piano knows that the older you grow, the more mature your sound is getting, the more mature your interpretation is getting. And if you're really searching for the best Chopin interpretation, why is there an age limit to it? I don't understand it, to be honest. Like as if you're only supposed to play Chopin under the age of 30. What's that? I'm sorry. No, it's not. And I think there is a big problem coming with it, because I feel like there are more and more people that are extremely young taking place in these competitions. I'm not saying that they are not good. Not at all. They are incredibly good for their age. However, at the age of 17, 18, you can't have the same depth in your interpretation compared to when you're, let's say, 25, 30, 35, 40. And they are maybe technically extremely good, but I don't think that they really understand. Like, if I look at myself at the age of 17, 18, I was already playing like extremely difficult stuff. At the piano, I was playing Rachmaninoff Third Piano Concerto with orchestra. I was playing Liszt's Don Giovanni Fantasy variation. A lot of extremely virtuoso stuff. But to be honest, like technically I would be able to master it, but I didn't have the same understanding for music that I have today. And I feel like having so many extremely young participants in these competitions is pulling the level a little bit down. And I'd rather see more older people playing this competition to really see more depth in the interpretation. But that's just my personal opinion. Danny Boy is asking, talking about interpreters, what are your favorite interpreters? Mine are Richter, Michelangeli, and Maria Udina. My favorite interpreter for Chopin is for sure Christian Zimmermann. He's one of my absolute favorite pianists of all time, because I really feel like he went extremely into depth. Like with every single note he is playing, I know that, like, you can hear that he's put so much thought into every single note that he's playing. Even if I would not play it the same way, because I'm not Christian Zimmermann, I'm Annie Göttler, I've lived a completely different life. So I would interpret it differently, but I can totally understand his argumentation just from his playing. And I think this is so fascinating. I went to one of his concerts in Stuttgart, and I was completely blown away. That was, you know, as a professional, at some point you start to not being able to enjoy piano music anymore when other people are playing, because you're hearing all the mistakes and you're hearing all the things that you would change. And with him, it was the first time that was different again. That I felt like when I was a child, I was just looking and just being in awe. Of course, still from a professional perspective, I would still analyze what he's doing there. So you can't just shut it off and just enjoy everything. But it was really, really good. Then also Evgeny Kissin and Marta Argerich. These three are my favorite ones that are living. And Rubinstein is also, I would also put him in this into my favorite category. Rubinstein and Nikolai Lugansky. Yeah. And I could name a lot, but I would say these are like definitely my favorite ones. All right, guys. I have to actually go now because in 12 minutes I have a meeting for something that's interesting. I'm going to I don't know if you followed me on Instagram, you know, I've been working on the Keys Academy for the app My Groove. Maybe you know about it. I'll just tell you a little bit about it so you get to know it a little bit. So there's this app called My Groove. Right now it's only available in German-speaking countries, but soon, I think by the end of this year, they want to open it to an international audience. And this app is actually created or sponsored by Red Bull, which is fun. And in this app, you can learn playing different instruments. So they have a drums academy, they have a percussion deep dive, they have an academy to play bass or guitar, and now they created an academy together with me, which is the Keys Academy, and we have recorded I don't know how many thousands of lessons together. So I was there. I was in Austria in that studio, and I came up with a plan of how to learn playing piano. I'm going to teach you about all the different movements, about interpreting a piece, about different technical things. Also, like for the complete beginners, how to read scores. And for everyone who is struggling with sight reading, I can totally recommend going through that again, because like I'm basically teaching you a way of reading scores without counting, like, okay, this is like the G line, and then this is A, B, C, D, this is the, you know what I mean. I'm not looking into scores like that. I'm just seeing a picture and I know exactly which note that is. I'm not counting anymore. And so I was actually thinking about how can I teach you my way of looking into the scores so you get better in sight reading or in reading scores in general. And this, I came up with an exercise of learning to play by reading the scores. And we integrated that in the app as well, so you can become the king of sight reading. Now, for the beginning, this academy is going to be available only in German for now, and soon we are going to release it, and I hope by the end of this year it's going to be available in English and other languages as well. We are going to translate it through AI, so I'm not going to actually talk in English, but the AI is going to, use the footage that we created in German and just move it into English, which is already working extremely well, actually. But yeah. So just to keep you updated, this app is called My Groove, and if you want to stay tuned, please just follow me on Instagram. There I'll share lots of news about this academy to come up. And for everyone that's German speaking, you can already find the app in the App Store and get ready. Yeah. And the rest, I hope you can join soon at the end of this year. All right, guys, I have to go actually, because in 8 minutes we are going to have our meeting and I should prepare a little bit for that, I guess. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so much fun. I will definitely do more live streams in the future. I'm actually thinking about doing streams on Twitch. and just, you know, yeah, so you can join me nearly every day when I'm practicing and we can talk. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. See you in the upcoming concerts in Bonn, Paris, Münster, Hamburg, wherever. And we'll see us next time. Bye, guys.